Today on the TREX Factor, we're going to be trying two whiskies from the Macallan, one of the truly famous Scotch whisky distilleries of the world. Two very interesting variants with very different stories behind them. We're going to start with the Macallan 18-year-old. This is from a range called the Colour Collection, and it's all about the colour of the liquid. And I'm going to explain that in a moment and how that colour changes through the various age expressions that the Colour Collection brings. And then, for something completely different, as they say, it's the Macallan, the Harmony Collection. And this, in its own way, is as much about the packaging as about the very, very fine liquid inside. And what a story lies behind the Harmony Collection. So let's start with the Macallan 18 years old. Colour Collection comes in 5 age statements: 12, 15, 18, 21, and the granddaddy of them all, 30-year-old. Now, I talked about colour, and this is really critical. I want you to note the colour in the bottle and in the glass as I pour it. I'm just going to pour ourselves a small dram. I'll take a look at that. And what you're seeing, I suppose you could classify it as an auburn colour. It's a beautiful colour. That's what 18 years of aging in sherry seasoned American oak is doing to this beautiful liquid. If we went down to the 12-year-old, we'd see a lighter liquid, a lighter colour. And this is very much part of the Macallan philosophy. What is this aging process in fine woods doing to this great liquid? So interesting, isn't that? I call it auburn, a little bit like my beautiful little granddaughter's hair in West London in the UK. So let's try the liquid itself. I'm going to pour, as I always do, a little splash of water just to bring out the aromas. But again, you can try it on the rocks or neat if that's your preference. Okay, so let's nose. Now you're going to get vanilla. You're going to get a nice honey character that you get in the Macallan always. Of course, there's the sherry on the nose. It's not overwhelming. I don't know where you are on the sherry spectrum, but I don't like to be overwhelmed with sherry. And I think this is quite subtle, and possibly that's the use of the American oak with the sherry seasoning. Beautifully floral on the nose. So, shall we take a small dram? It's a journey on the palate. The character changes from the first taste to the finish. Finish isn't that long, but it's complex, it's rich, there's plenty of honey in there, and I'm getting a beautiful balance, and that's a characteristic of the Macallan. When you're looking for a TREX exclusive, you want something that's different from your mainstream dram. And I think you get that precisely in this bottle. We're going to move on to another collection from the Macallan. Take a look at the contrast in colour of these two beautiful whiskies. The Harmony Collection is produced in association with a famous tea producer called Jing. And this collection is all about the packaging as much as it is about the liquid, and that makes this, I think, a particular collector's item. What the Macallan is doing is repurposing wasted items, if you like, that would have been otherwise discarded, like in this case, wasted tea leaves. So the whiskey with that beautiful, deep, almost burnt colour, inspired by organic Cherrywood Lapsang tea. Let's see what we discover. The worlds of Scotch whisky and tea making coming together. Isn't that fascinating? You're only going to find this in travel retail stores. It's a true TREX. I'm going to add a splash, as I always do. Give it a good swirl, because I want to bring out these very fulsome tea aromas. And I'm getting just a hint of smoke allied to some toffee-ish flavors and a little bit of dried fruit and spice. Very enticing and unusual, I would say. So let's try a wee dram. That was a very different single malt whiskey indeed. Very creamy, quite firm, and the finish has got, indeed, a hint of tea-like flavor in it. Quite complex, multi-layered, I would say. I'm also picking up some of the tannins, and of course you'd normally expect tannin in tea, which gives the whiskey quite a nice grip. And there's a sort of malty sweetness about it. It's called the Harmony Collection, and that's exactly what the Macallan has achieved here. There's a nice harmony. It's brought two worlds together, the world of fine tea and the world of fine whiskey. Well done. Slanjiva. So my verdict? Well, they're two very contrasting whiskies. The Harmony Collection, oh, it's such an interesting whiskey. I think if you're a tea drinker, and a whiskey drinker, of course, you're going to love this. It's just got that pointed difference. It sets it apart from just about any whiskey I've ever tried. And of course, you've got to admire and applaud the whole packaging angle, this whole regenerative approach that the Macallan is taking to its future packaging with this collection. So it's not going to be for everybody, but it's an outstandingly different travel retail exclusive whiskey. And now the Macallan 18-year-old from the Colour Collection. Well, I've tried the whole range from 12 through 15, 18, 21 and 30. And I'm a big fan of these midpoints. The 15 and the 18 are the ones that tick my box, but it's up to the individual palate, of course. It's a really easy drinking malt. It's got true flavor. It's got a pointed difference. And I really do love this expression that it brings out of how age and casks change the color of the liquid, and of course the taste. It's a personal favorite. I've enjoyed drinking it. I hope you will too, coming to a duty-free store near you.